All right, family. We live once again with the general. You already know we got the five commentary for your world view, world news reports, and that affect black people right here in America, all over the world. We want to connect. We want to know about it. We want to know what's going on. Before we get started, family, I want you to tap in to General SETI Patreon. The link is right there at the top of the chat. We got over 600 of exclusive videos that you cannot see nowhere else. 7 institutions in the black community linked to the satanic Illuminati. 7 institutions in the black community linked to the satanic Illuminati roaming around. You don't see it, but they there. They're hiding and they'll uh, operate, performing rituals and all type of diabolical operations on the people, and nobody say nothing. They comfortable with because they in what they you call it when you're in a secret, you're in a secret institution, and so they don't always come out and show their hand. But I want you to know that we got the information for you. We gonna call them out. We want you to get the information. Tap in, click the link at the top of the chat. Is the United States and Europe, Russia, arming jihadists in Africa to topple governments? We got some crazy things going on over there in Africa, man. Going on right here. Going on right here. What they found is now you know that Mali is having an insurgency over there right now. And what in Russia, they were saying Russia got run up out of there because Russia's supposedly over there supporting the government of Mali, what they the rightful government. That's what they saying. So they got that Wagner group, which ain't but mercenaries, nothing but mercenaries. They over there supposedly they're helping to support the Malian government, and they tried to overthrow him yesterday. So I know from what I understand, Wagner is supposedly getting some minerals out of these countries. They over there got mines and shit, getting minerals and whatever, for I guess for their military services and things of that nature. And so, but what they're saying is, a lot of these jihadists are, using American manufactured missile launchers and things, of that nature, missile system. They saying these jihadists got in French missile systems too. Handheld rocket launchers, and even ammunition and rifles and automatic rifles and things. And so a lot of people, trying to say that they overrunning certain military bases where some of these African countries have bought American. And this is what they saying. You don't know, but what we do know is there's pictures with these jihadists with American manufactured artillery and weaponry and technology, you know. And so to see that, I mean, it's just like another proxy war. They having all of these proxy wars all around the planet. Russia, United States, Europe, France, Britain, they still in Africa causing all kind of turmoil, and it's sad to see this, but Islam itself, and these is very destructive people. I don't, and so I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, what would the United States get out of supporting jihadists that don't give a fuck about them? No way. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Because most jihadist Islamic organizations say death to America, and so I'm trying to figure, maybe they arm them until they can get the Russian out of there, and then they come in and bomb their ass. That's usually what they do. Like they supported Bin Laden. They try to say ISIL was a part of, was created by the United States. That's what they say. That's what they say, that they created ISIS. Over there after the Iraq War. Right, or during the Iraq War, or maybe I think they came into creation after the vacuum, after they had defeated Iraq. If you want to call it defeat, Iraq ain't been making too much more noise since then. They ain't been making no noise over there for real. But anyway, I think that was the vacuum of what they did over there, that ISIS came up in that vacuum. But yeah, these Europeans is most definitely using Africa as a battleground. And I mean, it's crazy how, it's a lot of chess players on that's moving pieces on this board. Same old gang. That's why I say, what imperialist is you talking about? Which one? Which one you talking about? All of them goddamn imperialists. Every last one of them. They just want to take the next imperialist place. It ain't like they want to free Africa. They want the mine. They want the damn mine. So I seen where the Wagner group is over there getting minerals. That's what they over there getting, minerals. You know what China over there getting minerals too. You understand? Over there using Africa because number one, Africa can feed the world. That's number one. And China is also deficient in feeding its own people. So they have to import a lot of food. Those are the two deficiencies of China: food and oil. You see, and so the West already know where it is lacking in. So they know that with the Navy, the United States cut their shit off in the Persian Gulf. They didn't cut them off in Venezuela. Now they over there in Indonesia. You see, about to cut off that Malacca Strait over there. And couldn't take control. They then locked the Panama Canal down. And so that's why they was trying to get that new Silk Road, where they gonna build a pipeline from China into Iran. That don't look like it's gonna be that ain't gonna be happening no time soon. It ain't gonna be happening no time soon. So so they very deficient. So they trying to get into Africa heavily so they could get food and things of that nature and whatever else they can get their goddamn hands on. All of them. People be looking, talking more. What imperialist is you talking about? I'm just trying to figure that out. You see, y'all don't even know shit about world geography and really what these nations is doing. Everybody want to replace the next nation. It ain't like they coming in there to free no damn body. What the hell is y'all talking about? You know what I'm saying? So when I hear motherfuckers talking about the imperial, which one? That's all I'm gonna say. Which one is you talking about? Iran, an imperialist. That's all. They're Arab imperialists that want to take over the whole of the goddamn Islamic world. They just want to control the Gulf state. If Africa, they want to get into Africa. Yes, indeed. They most definitely want to get on the other side of the Red Sea. You understand? So that they can play menace to the Red Sea, just like they doing the Strait of Hormuz. That's all they want to do is get on the straits of the Horn of Africa, or in the Sudan or anywhere over there, so they could do what they doing on the Strait of Hormuz. They want to do on the Red Sea. Okay, they already got them in Yemen, but see, you can bypass Yemen. You can bypass Yemen because Saudi Arabia is above Yemen. You see, so they can, they could just take all their oil to the Red Sea. They don't gotta go through the goddamn, so they can go through the Red Sea. That's the one thing about Saudi Arabia. You know what I'm saying? But So, so all of them is imperial. All that crazy shit. And I just look at niggas. I say, you got to be one of them old assalamu alaikum, assalamu alaikum niggas. You know what I'm saying? And rug burn on your forehead, and incense burning, lamb chop eat, veal eating ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's all you is. You got a soft heart for all that, the air biology. You got arabatosis. To sum it up, a lot of you niggas got arabatosis. As if we don't know the Arab imperialism that exists. Or we can just go right there in the nations all across North, and the jihadist wars all through Africa. Right now today, you see, right now today. So all of them is trying to replace the other. But I had to tap back in because I'm trying to see. I don't know what, and I'm not saying that it's above the United States to do that. But radical, and a lot of them niggas might be fake. They read the Quran at night, in the morning, eat pork chop sandwiches at night. You know what I'm saying? Drink liquor and shit and all that. They talking about Boko Haram. They stay high. They stay high. They fight like crazy high maniacs. So they getting high. They getting high on something. So all of that talking, and we don't eat pork, we don't drink bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? Fake ass want to be Muslims and shit. They change it up when it's to their advantage to change it up. You know what I'm saying? They negate all rules that supposedly, Sharia law. They negate that shit when it's to they benefit to negate it. And then look at somebody else and say, oh, they ain't practicing it like it's supposed to be practiced. But we're going to most definitely be tapping in to see what's going on. Because if it is, it's very well a proxy war going on in all nations is in Africa. All imperialist nations are in Africa, China, United States, Europe, Russia, all of them trying to get a foothold in Africa, trying to get what we got, trying to take what we got because they ain't got it, because they know whoever controls Africa controls the world. That's just all it is to it. That's just all it is to it. And we can black it up. We can black it up military wise, all of the uranium, the cobalt, all of that. You see what I'm saying? Let's talk about it on the next video, family. Get on over there to Patreon. 7 institutions in the black community linked to the satanic Illuminati. Get over there, get that word, family, and I'll be right back. Black power.